Yep. It's your boy. It's been a long time. This is like my test mode. I'm trying to get everything figured out uh, before I go live next week. Plan on doing interviews every week. It's gonna be weekly interviews, weekly entertainment interviews, weekly community interviews. I'm gonna have some of the hottest guests on. I'm gonna have some of the most active people on. Um, but I'm back, and right now I'm just testing the waters, trying to get everything in mode. Uh, Moved my studio out, turned it into a workout room, and now I got this spot, and we building. But it's been a long time, and I'm 50 pounds lighter. Feel great, loving life, blessed. Got a lot of things going on with the business in general. You know, music's going real well right now. Just this week alone, we have two top charting singles. One is "We Ain't Stopping" with Excerpt Beats, Rekka, King Wicked, No Cap Trey. The other one is Venom and Vaccines, and that's Excerpt Beats. It's King Wicked and I Look, produced by Codeine on the beat, and of course distributed and everything else through Scrilltown and All Music. Long time coming. We've been staying active. I'm very excited about what the future holds. Shout out to all the artists that have been rocking with me, fans, followers, friends, family, business associates, and so forth. But yeah, I can't complain. Life has been good, and it's gonna continue to get even better. We got about 4 or 5 new artists that are gonna be managed by Scrilltown MO Management, and gonna be doing development deals, developing artists. I'm not doing as much as the managed part of it, but more of the developing part, because that's the most important part of being an entertainer and in the element, regardless if it's a musician, comedian, actress, actor, model. You got to develop yourself first. You got to know exactly where you're going, and you got to perfect your craft. If you don't do that, then it's kind of hard. You struggle a lot when you're not developed, and that's what we're missing in today's world, is that everybody wants to be successful without development. You got to be developed. You just have to be. So that's where we're gonna start. And I preached for years about developing artists, but everybody just wanted to be managed. Everybody just wanted to be, they want that success. So everybody's like, oh, I just need a manager. Well, you can't be managed if you don't have a career to manage. If you don't have followers and fans and an audience and a demographic area where your audience is coming from, and so forth, then it's a waste of time. And even me knowing those things, with me knowing that, I still bump my head and allow people to talk me into managing them, even when they wasn't ready. So now we're going back to the basics. That's one of the reasons why I got back into doing this, is to help develop artists for success. Everybody's not going to be successful, and then it's really how you manage and how you define success. Everybody's thinking that success means that you're going to have $1 million and multiple plaques, but that might not be success to somebody else. might be something totally different to somebody else. Really just depends on the person. So we're gonna start from square one. We're gonna go back to the basics, and I'm gonna help develop just creatives. They don't necessarily even have to be musicians. They don't have to be, artists. They don't even have to have anything to do with music. Thing about a successful innovator is that you can create anything out of anything. You don't necessarily have to have. You don't have to be in one particular field. So just because I've specialized in music and producing and all that other stuff, don't necessarily mean that I can't teach a plumber how to be a plumber, or an actor how to be an actor, or when you have those coaching skills and leadership skills, you can teach a rabbit how to jump. You can teach a pig how to fly. So just with years of experience, you understand that, and there's nothing that someone can talk you into doing. So that's where I'm at right now, and that's where the company's at. It's not about really the music per se. It's about developing people into becoming successful people, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna be interviewing all kind of people. So if you're interested in getting the interview, just hit me up, DM me, or email me. You can also check out the website. I'm rebranding a lot of stuff, but if you want to just check out little bits and pieces of what we're trying to do, you can go to www.scrilltownmobiz.com. But yeah, like I said, this is just a test today. I just want to mess with it. That's why I'm doing it at almost 4 o'clock in the morning, because I don't want to roll something out and everybody be up and active on social media and not be messing up and making all kind of errors. But just like anything else, just like what I'm telling you, you gotta develop your skill somewhere. You can't just pop out and bring stuff out without testing the waters. So that's what I'm doing. So let me see what this is about. Let's go into this. And tap in if y'all on here and y'all see me. Tap in and let me know some. But yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing, man. We working, we busy, been doing a lot of stuff. Like I said, I'm blessed to say that in almost 4 years. Man, it was actually been 4 years now. Wow. But I managed to bring out over 50 projects. Didn't even think that was even possible when I decided to get back in it. Wasn't even thinking about, I was just barely thinking about bringing out one, let alone over 50. But that just happened. I mean, God's been good. And, he's motivated me to motivate others, to motivate others. And that's what this is all about. It's not about a one man thing or one person getting successful in this. I told people, everybody that I've worked with in the last 4 years, I told them what I wanted to do and how I wanted to help them, because this wasn't about me. So now people that I've worked with are starting to see exactly what I meant by that. They're starting to see that even though it didn't particularly happen right then and there, it had to take a little bit of time to develop. And now things are actually starting to grow. It's like a seed, that you plant for something to grow. It might not necessarily grow right then and there, but eventually you're going to start seeing things blossom. And that's what it's all about. And I'm happy for all the people that I've worked with or I worked for, because not only do I have a business, but I've worked for several businesses, several labels, several artists, and so forth, to help blossom their career, to help grow their career and boost their career. And I got to give a shout out to those people. And it's so many, but just right offhand, I got to give a shout out to the Eric Durkins, from AWOL Code. I got to give a shout out to Shanine Bonner. I got to give a shout out to Mike A. Polk. I got to give a shout out to Six, the director, Rekka, Excerpt Beats, Tusi, Daffy Duck, Josh Cox, Codeine, No Cap Trey, Becky Raisman, Drea, Tuja, Wanyame. I mean, so many people, man. The list goes on and on and on. But I can just keep naming names. Jazz Brewer, one of my partners since high school, that told me in ninth grade that he wanted to open up his own recording studio, and 30 years later he's done that. People like that, that's really just always been about it. Shout out to Ty Lue, one of my best friends growing up. When I first met him at 8, 9 years old, he told me that he was going to the NBA, and he did that. And not only has he been in the NBA, drafted in the first round, but he's also won multiple championships as a player and a coach. And, those are the people that, when they have ambitions and drive, motivation, energy, that's what it's all about. So, but I don't want to leave nobody out, because I know eventually somebody gonna see this and be like, dang, he didn't say shout out to me. So yeah, we got several people. Summer Love, I'm just gonna scroll down my Facebook. Petty Ass Pumpkin, we got, let's see what else we got. It's taking a while to scroll. We got Gene Groove Allen. He was on the first house party. We've kept dialogue for the last 2 or 3 years. He's a real guy. He's doing big things out on the East Coast. What else we got on here? Gwen Leg with Eruption Boxing. We're gonna do some things, but she owns and operates a boxing organization. You check out Erupt Boxing. T Vic and his wife, they do big things. Mrs. Dean and T Vic, they do big things. I ain't gonna be able to get everybody, but I just want to get a couple people that have been there from day one. Okay, straight up, my little sister Tish. If you need dreads, if you need songs, she's multi-talented. Not only does she do hair and all that, but she's a singer, songwriter. She raps, but always. Shout out to all the family, of course. Gloria Jean Robertson, actress, doing big things. What else we got on here? Chuck Platt, multi-talented producer. Just a lot of people on here, man. I can't shout out everybody. Hell, I got thousands of followers on Facebook and hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram, just to name a few. But at the end of the day, man, it's like I said, it ain't about me. I'm just blessed to be here. One of the reasons that I got back in this is that my brother passed away, and his ambition was to be a singer-songwriter. And, I want to carry the torch for him. But then, I had a situation, a health scare around the same time that told me that, God was like, at the end of the day, you got to do what you want to do in life because life's too short. Those two things alone showed me that I got to do what I love to do, and that's help people. That's what it is. And ain't nothing more to that. Helping people. And my way of helping people is teaching people what I've learned by people teaching me. So, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. That's why I got back in this, and God showed me the way, and the rest is history. But yeah, I was trying to scroll down and see some other people, but it's tough. Plus, most of y'all sleep, so y'all see this later anyway. But back to what I was saying. We got a lot of things going on, working on a lot of things, staying busy. For about 4 months, I sat back and I strategized. How am I going to do things this year? And that's what you got to do. You got to take some time out of the year and you got to strategize for the next year. So I started in like October of last year. And for 4 months, 4 long months, I went incognito and just strategized, sat down, dedicated hours of the day to figuring out how I was going to approach 2024. What I was going to do different, what I was going to cut out, what I was going to add to, the situation, and then just roll with it and take my time step by step. And that's what you got to do. You got to take your time. You can't rush the process. You can trust the process, but don't rush the process. So yeah, things are happening little by little. But I don't want to leave nothing out this year. I want this to be an effective year, and the only way that it's going to be effective is if I take my time and me and my team work together. And shout out to the new African Advisory Board for Scrilltown MO. Got young Leslie from Ghana. We got Renz from Nigeria. We got Leo from Liberia. And we got a host of others. We got some advisors from South Africa. Shout out to T Kid and Thondo. We got D from Cameroon. I can't pronounce his first name. And then we got a couple other advisors from Kenya. But yeah, we're doing a lot of good work, and that's gonna be a whole another beast. That's not just music. That's gonna be more information, and hopefully in the future we can do workshops in those countries. I've already been invited to speak in South Africa in 2025. Hopefully all goes well so I can go do that. But like I said, it's more to it than what it used to be. When I started doing music, roughly around 13, 14 years old, it was only what we seen. We seen the luxurious cars, we seen clothes, we seen the money, of course, we seen back then the girls, and that was the reason why we wanted to be MCs, artists, rappers, whatever you want to call it, singers. But now there's so many ways to make that money, to have those luxurious cars, to have the fame. And you ain't gotta really sell music to do it. Let me change this up a little bit. So now it's just more, how am I gonna do this and be successful at it? And being to the point where people actually are interested in enjoying or being engaged in what I'm doing. You ain't necessarily gotta pick up a pen or write down a verse, a bar, none of that. And you can be just as, if not more, successful than the person that does that. So, educating, coaching, influencing are all ways that you can be successful without even being a performer, an entertainer. You know, you can be a creative just by doing blogs and podcasts and interviews and things of that nature. You ain't gotta never get on the stage, go in the studio and write, mix, master anything. And that's what we gotta get back to, is that if you wanna be that singer, songwriter, rapper, if you wanna be an influencer, you wanna be a comedian, you wanna be an actor, actress, that's fine. But what else can you do that's going to make you marketable enough where when you can't act, sing, write jokes, rap, model anymore, you can still be able to make a buck. You can still get some residual income. You've done so much and have basically uh, put yourself in positions where you can make more money out of the creativity that you've made for yourself. So that's where we got to go. Everybody wants to talk about generational wealth and all that. And I'm a firm believer in that. But it got to be more than just talking. We can't be always about talk, 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 talk. Less talk, more doing. It has to. That's the motto. Less talking, more doing. Before you fix your mouth to say, "Well, my goal is to have generational wealth." How are you? What? How are you going to make that your? How are you going to accomplish that goal? Like how? Before you even post something, text something, say something online about generational wealth, you should already have a plan on how you're going to get to that goal. How you going to get to the bag. When you got it figured out and you got a plan, then yeah, go ahead and put it out there. Because someone like me, and there's millions of people out here like me that ask why or how. So I used, people out here, yeah, I want to do this and I want to do that, and it's all about generational wealth. Then you got that person like me that say, okay, I get that. So how are you going to do it? How are you going to get generational wealth? What are you going to do that's going to accomplish? What goal are you going to accomplish to put you in a position for generational wealth? And then hopefully that person can answer that question for you. Because most of the time they can't. They hear it from somewhere else or see it from somewhere or read it from somewhere. But they ain't doing their research enough to know that in order to put a plan into play, you have to put the plan together. Plan don't come out of nowhere. It's up to you to put it together. That's why a lot of people start off with these high hopes and with this energy and drive, and then they fail and they fizzle because it wasn't never their plan. It was somebody else's. It was never their idea. It was somebody else's. But when it's your idea, your plan, then it's hard for you to fail at it because it's yours. Just like having a vision to be an entrepreneur, to be a model, actor, actress, comedian, ball player, whatever. You know, if it's your vision, it's easy for you. But if it's somebody else's, it's not. If somebody else is giving you their spiel, this is what I want to do in life. It's hard for you to visualize that because it's not your dream. It's not for you. It's for them. So sometimes you got to convince them because it's their dream, not yours. But when it's your dream, you ain't got to convince nobody. The only person you got to convince is yourself. And that's just to go and get it. After you've convinced yourself, you ain't got to worry about convincing nobody else. You ain't got to worry about explaining to nobody else. Changing up the beat. But, like I said, I just want to get on here and lay some stuff out. I'm testing the water, this testing system, seeing how it's going to work. Hopefully, if it all goes well, when I go live, I'll be live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. So if y'all don't see me on them when I go live, let me know because I did something wrong. But yeah, shout out to everybody out there. I ain't got no listeners, no viewers right now, but I really didn't expect to have none at 4:18 in the morning. But hopefully y'all see this content later on the day and y'all be like, oh snap, he was online, that's what's up. In the meantime, like I said, you will know it because I will put it out there, but I got some real exciting interviews coming up with some cool people that either I've met in the past or I just met them. And then I got interviews with people that I interviewed 3 years ago, that I'm kind of like doing a recap, like what's going on with y'all now, because a lot of stuff changes in 3 years, but I'm up for it and I'm excited, and hopefully we can all collab and I get with a lot of y'all that's on my page. I can interview you and we can get the word out, and that's my way of paying it forward. I ain't charging to do no interviews or none of that. I'm just doing them. I'm doing them because that's just me. I'm a giver. But last shout out I want to give is to my little bro, Titus Golden, Ozell brand. Check them out. Check out the Ozell brand. Just type it in, Google it. He a good dude. He got a good cause going. But for that, I'm going to get on off here and go to bed. But I'll check y'all later. And like I said, tap in. Don't forget, the grind don't stop. Grind hard to go home.